Hello children, how are you? Are you well? Are you enjoying your vacation? Still holidays are going on, no? Okay, but you have to side by side, you have to study also. Concentrate on your studies also, okay? Now today we are going to look at the third chapter of our grammar lesson, that is parts of speech. First two lessons we have done, words, sentences and phrases, okay? And now this is the third lesson, it is about parts of speech. Now see your children, we speak with each other, yes? We speak, we communicate with each other. What we use for that? We use words, different words we use when we speak with each other, when we communicate with each other, and we use words, different words we use to tell something, to express our thoughts or to express our feeling. So these words in English, they are divided into classes. Different classes they are divided, and these classes are called as parts of speech. In English language, there are 8 parts of speech. Okay? Now before we proceed further, take out your grammar notebooks. You have made the grammar notebooks. First 2 lessons, you have written the definitions and all, yes? Now third lesson, write part third, number 3, parts of speech. Draw a straight line. Below that write one below the other, 8 parts of speech. First one is noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. These are the 8 parts of speech. Okay? Now each one, all 8 parts of speech we are going to do today because it is not very lengthy. It is easy to understand. So now after writing this, draw one line and write number 1, noun. So what is a noun? Yes, what in the earlier classes also you have done this parts of speech. Okay, little bit in detail we are going to go with this same topic. We are going to do it in detail. So what is the first one? The first one is a noun. You can write it down. What is a noun? A noun is a naming word. A noun is a naming word. Now proper noun and common noun that we are not going to see now. You are only what you are saying noun. What is first part of speech is noun. What is a noun? It is a naming word. It can be name of any person. It is a naming word or name of any person, place, animal or thing. What is a noun? A noun is the name of any person, place, animal or thing. Now here example I am writing here. Sunita. It is a name of a, what is Sunita? It is a name of a girl. Then nurse. Nurse, it is a profession. Doctor, nurse, teacher, anything you can write. It is a profession. Yes. Then I am writing a Mumbai. What is Mumbai? Mumbai is a city. It is a name of a city. Cat is the name of an animal. It is the name of an animal. And table. Table, it is a piece of furniture. Okay, it is a piece of furniture. So now, noun, a noun is a naming word. It can be any, it might be a common noun or it might be a proper noun. Name of any person, place, animal or thing is called as a noun. Okay, so this when you are thinking about noun, this thing you have to remember and write this example. Okay, it is a noun. Now second is pronoun. What is a pronoun? A word which is used instead of a noun, in place of a noun, is called as a pronoun. Okay, a word used instead of a noun is called as a pronoun. That also you will write along with me. Okay, write it. A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. Understood? Used in place of a noun and to avoid repetition. Means same word we don't want to repeat it again. So repetition is avoided and it is used instead of a noun. Now for example, see here. Ramya is crying because Ramya is crying because Ramya lost her gold ring. Lost her ring. Now look at the sentence. Ramya is crying because Ramya lost her ring. Now here, which noun is repeated? First sentence Ramya is there, here also Ramya is there. So Ramya is repeated. So now instead of Ramya we have to use other word. We have to use a pronoun. So then the repetition of Ramya will not be there. It will be, we can avoid the repetition of the noun Ramya. So instead of Ramya, what we will use over here? We have to use a word, we have to use a pronoun. So how will that sentence be? Yes, come on, anyone can tell? Yes, what will we use he? No, we will use she because Ramya is the name of a girl. So when we write it, when we use a pronoun, what will be the first sentence? We have to use the noun. But when we are writing it again, that time we are going to use a pronoun. So Ramya is crying because she. Now instead of Ramya, what have we used over here? We have used she. So we have used the pronoun she. So she is a pronoun. She, because she lost her ring. Okay? See. Pronoun means what? A word which is used instead of a noun. Okay? In place of a noun and to avoid repetition. Now here in this sentence we have avoided repeating the word Ramya, and instead of Ramya we have used the word she. So it is a pronoun. Did you understand? Okay. Now let us go to the third part of speech. Third one is the adjective. Third one is the adjective. Start. Adjective. Now, what is an adjective? An adjective is a describing word. It tells us more about a noun or it qualifies a noun. More can tell. Suppose now the girl is beautiful. Which word is describing the noun girl? Beautiful. So an adjective is a word that describes a noun. It is also called as a describing word. Is called a describing word. What is it do? It tells us more about a noun. It tells us more about a noun. More about a noun. Now for example, the mango is ripe. The mango is ripe. In this sentence, Which word is telling you more about the fruit mango? Mango is a fruit, correct? Which word is telling something more about the mango? It is describing mango. The mango is ripe. Understood? So ripe is the adjective. An adjective is a describing word. It describes the noun, or it tells us more about a noun. Or she wore a blue frock. She is a pronoun, frock is a noun. Which word is describing frock? Blue. So color is also an adjective. Blue is an adjective over here. Now look at the second, this is the first sentence. Now look at the second sentence. He is angry. He is angry. One person is angry, okay? So when we say he is angry, which word is describing the pronoun he? Which word? Yes, the word angry. So angry is an adjective. So the words that describe about the main word, main noun, it's called as an adjective. Did you understand this? First is the mango is ripe. He is angry. Angry is describing, is telling more about the word pronoun he. So angry is an adjective. Did you understand this? Okay. Now after this, let us go to the fourth one. Fourth one, we will go to the fourth one, that is a verb. Verb. Verb means any action. An action word is called as a verb. Write, sleep, eat, drink, dance, jump. These are all different types of actions. All these action words are called as verb. Understood? So write verb right here. Verb is a doing word. We also call this as a doing word. It describes an action. It describes an action, okay? Doing word means I am writing, I am reading, you are reading, you are writing. So these are some action words. So verb is a doing word. Doing word means action word. It describes an action. Now here in this verb you have to remember four things. A, B, C, D, like that. I'll give you points. That also you have to write. Okay, write this first. Verb is a doing word. It describes an action. Then see here, first number you write. Verb. These are some points. You write it down. It is better for you. Okay. As you go to the higher classes, you have to describe it more. Other lessons also you have to describe. So it's better you write this down. Verb is a word that expresses actions done by a noun. Done by a noun. Look at the second point now. A verb is an action that tells us what a person animal or thing does, what a person does, or what an animal does, what a thing does, this a verb tells us. Then a verb is also used to assert or say what an animal or thing is. Now here what it does means action it does. So then again write a verb is also used to assert. Assert means to tell. Use to assert or say. Assert means to tell. Assert or say what a person, animal or thing is. Now for example, see, the sky is blue. How is the sky? Blue. So what is the noun? Sky. How is the color of the sky? The sky is blue. The box is square. It is telling about a thing. How the thing is. The box is square. So square also is a verb. Understood? Now a verb may be made up of, fourth one is, one or two. In a sentence there may be one verb or there might be two verbs also. Understood? A verb may be made up of one or two words. A verb may be made up of one or more than one word. In a sentence, a verb may be of one word or more than one word also. For now, example for this is, write the example also. Sudha is reading a book. Is and reading, here how many verbs are there? Is also a helping verb. Is, Sudha is reading a book. How many verbs are there? There are two verbs over here. How many verbs are there? Two verbs. Right here. Two verbs. Okay. Now Sudha reads a book. If I had written Sudha reads a book. So reads, only one verb is there, reads. But now here Sudha is reading a book. How many verbs are there? Two verbs are there. Then look at the second example. The guests will be coming. The guests will be coming tomorrow. The guests will be coming. How many verbs are there? There are three verbs. Will be coming. Okay, coming is an action. Yes, they are going to come. So, will be coming are, how many verbs are there in this sentence? More than one. More than two. So, always remember a verb may be one in a sentence, one, two, or more than two also there are verbs in a sentence. Okay. Write in the bracket 3, it is made up of 3 words. Sorry, don't write your words. 2 words. It is made up of 2 words. 3 words. Okay. So here will be coming are 3 words. Here is reading is 2 words. And if it was Sudha reads a book, was only 1 word. So understood? So verb is an action word and we have seen a verb is used for things also. Okay, now let us go to the next one, an adverb. Now we are going to see about an adverb. What is an adverb? Now we have seen a word. Verb is a word that shows some action. Now adverb means it tells us more about the action done. The boy writes neatly. How does which action is here? Write is an action. How does he write? Neatly. So neatly is describing the verb writes. So neatly is an adverb. Okay, now the next one is adverb. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that adds to the meaning of a verb. A word that adds to the meaning of a verb is called as adverb. Now look at the example. The baby cried loudly. First example. Second is Umesh writes neatly. Now what is an adverb? An adverb is a word that describes a verb, tells us, adds to the meaning of the verb. Now the baby cried loudly. Now here which is a verb? Cried. It is showing an action. The baby is crying. How is the baby crying? Loudly. So loudly is an adverb. How is the baby crying? Loudly. So loudly is an adverb. Now let's look at the second side. Umesh writes neatly. Which is the verb over here? Writes. Yes. Writes is a verb. How does he write? He writes neatly. So neatly is an adverb. Understood? So write these sentences after this. Now where there are other things also. Now some adverbs tell us about the actions done. Now after this, make a star and write some adverbs tell us about actions tell us where actions are done. Where actions are done. Now some adverbs are what? They describe a verb that is there. They tell us more about a verb. Now some adverbs tell us where an action is, where actions are done. Now for example, see here. We live here. We live here. Here is an adverb. What are they telling? They are telling about the action which are done. Now second one is God is everywhere. God is everywhere. Okay. So everywhere also is an adverb. Write this example. Some adverbs tell us where actions are done. Now some adverbs tell, below this again make one star and write below this make another one more star and write some adverbs tell when actions are done. Some adverbs tell when actions are done. When actions are done. For example, I met my uncle yesterday. And second sentence is, the teacher will come soon. The teacher will come soon. The teacher will come soon. Just write these two examples. I'll explain this to you. Yes. Now see, some adverbs tell us when actions are done. Now I met my uncle yesterday. When did I meet my uncle? When? Yesterday. So it is an adverb. The teacher will come soon. When will the teacher come? Soon. So here yesterday and here soon are adverbs. Understood? So adverb is action word, but again it tells us where actions are done. The girls are playing outside. For example, the girls are playing out. Where are the girls playing? Outside. So outside is an adjective. Now here so it is an adverb. Here some adverbs tell us when actions are done. When did I meet my uncle? Yesterday. When will the teacher come? The teacher will come soon. So these are also adverbs. Understood? Now let us go to the next one, preposition. Preposition. Okay, now preposition. Prepositions are very small words, but they are very important. Understood? They are small words, but they are very important. In, at, to, with, from, above, under. These are all prepositions. They are very small words. In, at, they are only 2-letter words. To also. They are 2-letter words, but still they are very important in a sentence. Now write, a preposition is a word used to show relation the relation of one thing to another in a sentence. It means what? A preposition. It is used before a noun or a pronoun. It is used before a noun or a pronoun. Now, a preposition shows time. Understood? It shows time. It shows position in a sentence. Now, look at the first one. I went with my brother. Look at this example. With whom did I go? I went with my brother. So with is a preposition. So now first write, a preposition is a word used to show the relation of one thing to another in a sentence. It is used before a noun or a pronoun. Okay. Now after this, don't write this example. After this, write the list of pronouns in the, after this write the list of pronouns. Okay. First one only you write at, A capital, then all in small you write at, on, in, to, from, under, over, behind, in front, in front of, after, before, near, between, by, with is written, no, with, for, into, beside, etc. These are all prepositions. We use these prepositions in every day in our sentences. When we are speaking with each other, when we are writing, we use these different prepositions. Understood, children? Now let us go to our next part of speech, that is conjunction. A conjunction is a joining word. A conjunction, it joins two words or two sentences. Okay, so it is also called as a conjunction is also called as a joining word. And when we use a conjunction, suppose two different sentences are there, we use one conjunction, then only those two separate sentences become one, and we give only one full stop. After that, sentence is over. And next is conjunction. It is also called as a linking word, joining word or linking word. It is a joining word. It joins phrases, words, and sentences. A group of words is called a phrase. Yes, phrases, words and sentences also it joins. Now see here the list of conjunctions are and, but, so, because, or, though, when, while, till, etc. These are some conjunctions or linking words. Conjunctions are also called as linking words. Now, for example, we can say, he failed, full stop. He failed, he did not study. He failed, he did not study. So, which conjunction we will use? He failed because he did not study. So, instead we have used the word conjunction because to join these two sentences. Okay, so conjunctions help us to join two different sentences or phrases or group of words. Understood? Now let us go to the next one. It is interjection. Now interjection is, it tells us about some feeling, sudden feeling or sudden expression. Okay. It is a word used to show a strong feeling, a strong or sudden feeling we put an exclamation mark. See here, this is called an exclamation mark. Exclamation mark, this is the sign of an exclamation mark. In an interjection sentence, an exclamation mark is there. All sentences we don't put. When we tell, oh, what a lovely scene. Oh, no. So after oh, we are telling some strong or sudden feeling, yes? So we will put an interjection mark. So everywhere interjection only when sudden feeling or we have to show sudden a thing which is surprising us, then we use an exclamation mark, and this is the exclamation mark. We put an exclamation mark after an interjection. For example, oh, I lost my keys. Second, ouch. When it pains, when we get hurt, what we say, ouch, it's hurting. Or it's paining. Third one, when you have done something great, bravo. Well done. When you have done something great, what do you say? You say bravo, well done. So in an interjection, here we have put a sign after sudden expression of us. Oh, I lost my keys. Now your keys are lost. Suddenly you say, no, suddenly you come to know that you have lost your keys. So what do you say? Oh, ouch, it's hurting. When we get hurt, anywhere in the body, ouch, we say ouch, it's hurting. Bravo, well done means when you win a match, or when you have done something very great, means you have got very good marks. Or when you win a medal, your parents say, or your teachers say, or your friends also say, bravo, well done. So these are some expressions which we use when we are using exclamation mark in an interjection sentence. So these were the 8 parts of speech, okay, which we have done. I hope you have understood it. So what are the 8 parts of speech? Yes, noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, then verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection. These are the parts of speech. Now you should be very thorough with this. So you have written the examples, you have written this in your notebook. After this is over, draw one straight line. So that will be a finishing line for this chapter, okay. After this, the exercises based on this lesson. There are exercises on this. We will do it in the next lecture, okay. I hope you have understood this. Bye children.